Hey, everybody, we're back again today, continuing our look at the top 20 players in baseball at each position. It's been a while since we were together. I'm here with Sean Keys, AKA Doc. We've been
Ooh,
doing this around the horn. We've done the infield, we've done left field. Tonight we're doing center field, a glamour position in the history of the game. So we'll see what we've got. Top 20, we'll count it down till we get to the number one center fielder of all time in our individual opinion. We don't know what's on each other's list. This is just a project we've been doing since the fall to get us through, and now we're into the spring, and we're eventually going to post these and see where we match up. Doc, how's it going tonight?
going good, Rich. Going good, buddy.
Good. So the usual process, Doc will do his 20 through 11, and then I will do mine, and then we'll get down to the top 10. We're going to go back and forth one at a time until we get to the end. So, and maybe some honorable mentions at the end too, if we have time. So jump in, man. What do you got? 20 through 11.
20 through 11. So I won't harp on this half of the list as much as I will when we get down to, let's say, the inside the top 10, but still think these guys deserve the shout out for, in my mind, landing in the top 20, probably center fielders of all time, at least in my eyes, at least stat driven wise. And that's why I'm going to look at it. So as we always do. I'll just jump right in. My number 20 is going to be Max Carey. Sorry, Max Carey starts off number 20 for me. Just an all-around solid hitter, man. You know, a 285 average, 101 RBIs, runs a year. You know, he's got 738 career stolen bases. So he led the league 10 times in stolen bases. You know, so not a shall we say a newer name. This is we're talking back in the early 1900s here, and you leave the league, man. This guy's flying. You know, it's a lot of speed on the bases, and I think he deserves a shot here in the top 20. I think so. Solid all-around ball player, to be honest with you. Going to drop right in. Number 19 is going to go to Kenny Lofton for me.
Yep.
Now, I watch Kenny, man. So, and I wouldn't have thought about him in this manner in one sense until you do a little deeper and try to give a little bit more respect for it. So,
yep.
And this guy was averaging, 118 runs a year. This guy's on base, man. He's coming home, and he could fly. 6-time All-Star. He's got a 299 career average. 5 times he led the league in stolen bases as well. Another guy, he's got 4 Gold Gloves. He's pretty reliable out there, man. And it's, I think he was averaging like 48 stolen bases a year. Yeah. So Kenny makes my list, man, based on just those numbers out of the gate. 20, 19, 18 is going to come in with Larry Doby.
Nice.
Solid stats from this guy, man. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9-time All-Star, 2 World Series rings. The guy's got 273 career home runs. Not bad for this era either, man. His slash of 105, 26, 106. Yeah. He's got a 499 career slugging.
Yep.
And a career 288 hitter. This guy was a great ball player, man. Definitely, I'd be on cloud 9 if that was my center fielder for 15 years, man. For sure.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And he did this for 17 years. So it's not like he was just here for a cup of coffee. 20, 19, 18, 17. 17 is just my heartfelt pick. And this is where I put him because, damn it, he's making my list anyway, and I wanted him on here. So it is Eric Davis, because I want Eric Davis in my top 20. And that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Might sound wrong, might sound whatever. I mean, Eric Davis he has problems, right? He had, cancer, and he had some other stuff, and he was sidelined. I mean, for a guy who's got 17 years in the majors, and he only had 5 seasons where he played over 100 games. He actually, in actual fact, probably played close to somewhere in the neighborhood of around 8, 9 seasons. The guy was a machine, man. He was a 30-30 guy at one time, his 28-35 average for life, 28 homers and 35 stolen bases. 2-time All-Star, 3 Gold Gloves. His slash 93, 28, 95 with 35 stolen bases a year. fantastic ball player, man. And if this guy really could have been something special if things didn't happen and go sideways for him, but I've always had a soft spot for him, and Eric's in my top 20, man. That's just the way it's going to go. Right behind Eric, I'm going to come in with Jim Edmonds. Yeah, I never would have thought of Jim this way. He's pretty solid defensively, but
Oh, yeah.
very solid defensively. But 4 All-Stars as well. His slash is pretty solid, man. 101, 32, 97 with a 284 and 8 Gold Gloves. Man,
Yeah.
pretty serious, pretty damn serious. Like the numbers a lot, so he makes my list for that. Coming in behind Jimmy, it's going to be Fred Lynn. He's going to make my list. Now, Fred could have gone anyway here, but he did have the most games in center field for his career, so I put him here for that reason. I hope that's cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely center field. Yep.
Yeah. Got over 300 career home runs. He's an MVP. 9-time All-Star, 4 Gold Gloves, 283. His slash is solid, 287, 25, 91. Gotta like those runs, homers, and RBIs, man. When they're coming in like 80s, 90s, 100s, then you're doing over 25 plus. You're an all-timer, man. These are numbers that everyday players don't put up, especially in today's world. And if they do, they're all-stars. These are the best of the best right now, and this is where Fred drops for me. So,
yep.
Coming in behind Freddie, I'm going with Torrey Hunter.
Yep.
Another one, man. I never would have thought of him this way until you break it down, and then you start breaking these numbers down. Man, this guy's a really solid ball player, man.
He has a great career.
Yeah, great career. 353 homers. His 89, 24, 95 comes right in line with Fred Lynn's kind of stats. He'd still throw up 13 extra, 14 stolen bases a year. He was a 5-time All-Star, 9 Gold Gloves, 2 Silver Sluggers.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's got over 2,400 hits and 277 career average. Yeah, man, another all-timer for me, man. Coming in behind Torrey is Wilson Hack. This guy, 191 RBIs in 1 year, man. I don't know.
Amazing.
I'm saying Wilson Hack. It's Hack Wilson, man.
Hack Wilson.
Hack Wilson. I wrote it down backwards for whatever reason. Hack Wilson's 191 RBIs, never to be broken. I don't care anyway. That's a stat that I forget about. 244 career home runs. This is like not an error again, man. So this guy, his slash line for 162 games, man, is 106, 32, 128. 106 runs, 32 homers, and 128 RBIs at this era from this guy. No, I don't know, man. He led the league 4 times in home runs, for crying out loud. This guy. Obviously an RBI machine, and he hit 307 for his career. Could be ranked higher. I could see. The numbers get pretty insane as we move along here. So, but Hack's making my top 20. I guess he could float into the top 10 if I really wanted to get down to it. But just right now, I just got some other guys just ahead of them. So,
yeah, one
being Carlo Bertrand. That's what I'm coming in with after.
Beltran, yeah.
Beltran's coming in, man. He's
a good spot.
Defensively, he's I don't know, right up there, maybe one of the best ever in center field.
Yeah.
Kind of like that slash 99, 27, 99, man, with 20 stolen bases. This guy's been doing it forever. That's 3 Gold Gloves, 9 All-Stars, Rookie of the Year. Carlos deserves a spot in the top 20, and he's just outside the top 10, but at number 12. Number 11 is going to go to Kirby, man. I had to put Kirby in here, so. I wish he played longer,
I know, that's the thing. Yep.
That's the thing, so he could float on your list. I'm assuming he'll be in your list in the 20 somewhere as a guess, but I can see him being further down because of years of service. 12 years isn't a lot, but his 12 years were very productive. 318, got, the batting titles, 6 Silver Slugging Awards, 2 World Series wins, 6 Gold Gloves, 10-time All-Star in a 12-year career, man. It's pretty special. So
yeah.
wasn't the most powerful dude, but man, I liked watching Kirby play, and his 97, 1999. It's a great slash line for a center fielder, man, especially in this era of the before we get into things in the 90s. This is in the 80s, so this is good baseball at this time, man. There we go.
That's it. I've been marking them down so I know how to edit this when we do it, and I have 6 of your first 10 somewhere within my list. It's pretty good, 60%, right?
Not bad, not bad.
Plus we have 10 more to go, so you never
We
know.
got 10 more to go.
I'm not going to say which ones I don't have till we get to the end, but for dramatic
Of course.
purposes. But anyway, number 20. You mentioned this guy at number 13. I have him actually at 20, and that's Hack Wilson.
Yeah.
The reason is he did not play that long. I think he played 11 years, maybe 12,
12 years.
12 years, but the numbers are unbelievable. 307 average with power, 244 homers, 5 times led the National League, 56 homers in 1930 with 191 ribbies in that year. I mean, so, just incredible. Out of his 12 years, 6 times he went over the 100 RBI mark. He did finish with only 1,461 hits. So in a short career. So that's the reason he's at 20. I had to have him on the list, though. He was going to make my list no matter what.
Good call.
Number 19 is exactly who you had at 19, Kenny Lofton. Definitely deserves to be on those 6 All-Star games, 4 Gold Gloves. He could absolutely fly. Triples machine, stolen bases, 622. Led the league, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, 5 times.
2,428 hits. I know it was a lot of singles, but he would hit a gap and it was an automatic triple. 299 average. He came very close to hitting 300 for his career. 7 times he went over the 300 mark for individual seasons. So maybe if he would have retired a year or 2 sooner, he would have been over 300 for an average.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go off, but a great ball player. Kind of underrated, I think, Kenny Lofton. I would like to see him get more Hall of Fame notice because I think he's that good of a player. Number 18 is one we haven't mentioned yet. I put him in here because I saw him play and he was a great line drive hitter. That's Al Oliver from the Pirates and played a little bit with Texas and Montreal. 7-time All-Star, 2,743 hits, 303 career average. 11 times he hit over 300, but 1 batting title. He was just a solid hitter in that lineup with Clemente and Dave Parker for a while.
Parker.
They just had a loaded lineup. He was I remember seeing him in person. I was impressed. In batting practice, he would just hit shots all over the park. Tremendous. Number 17, a guy you had as well, Jim Edmonds. The more you look at his stats, the more impressive. He was a great outfielder, 8 Gold Gloves, 4 All-Star games, broke in with the Angels, then went to the Cardinals for a long time.
That's right.
393 home runs. He had that steady power. He was hitting 30, 35 homers every year. Never led the league or anything like that in home runs, but he was putting numbers up. 284 average, which is solid. Just fell short of 2,000 hits, 1,949 hits. 4 times he scored over 100 and 4 times he knocked in over 100. So he was a real steady player along with a great defense. He made circus catches. He was on ESPN highlight films all the time.
All the time, man.
All the time.
Great defensively, man.
Yeah, great defensively. Another guy at 16 is similar with the highlight reel, and that's Torrey Hunter. I have him at 16. So they're right back to back. Similar players as far as great defense. Torrey had 9 Gold Gloves and 5 All-Star games, 353 homers, 2,400 plus hits, 277 batting average. So I consider them close in their abilities. I wanted to stack them up next to each other. So next up is a guy that you did not have, Veda Pinson, which is an interesting name. Number 15. Veda Pinson was a 4-time All-Star, 286 average, 2,757 hits, 305 steals, 256 homers, 485 doubles, 127 triples. He was like a real solid player. He could do everything well. Kind of got overshadowed being on those Reds teams with Frank Robinson and Pete Rose and some of those other guys, but he was a really, really good ball player. So I put him at 15. Number 14 is a hometown guy from Philadelphia, Richie Ashburn, Hall of Famer, 6-time All-Star, 2 batting titles. And plus he finished second twice in the batting title. He was a 308
Jeez.
career, 308 career average, 2,574 hits, and led the league in stolen bases as a rookie, twice led in triples, 4 times led in walks. He's third all time in putouts in the outfield. 9 times he led the National League in putouts. So he could go get it in center field. And he was a singles hitter. He didn't have any power, but I wanted to put him on the list. So he's at 14. Number 13, Bernie Williams, New York Yankees. His whole career he spent with the Yankees. 5 All-Star games, 4 Gold Gloves, a batting title, 4 World Series rings, 22 postseason home runs. So he was hitting in the clutch.
Clutch hitter.
Yeah, big time. And a switch hitter.
Yeah.
297 average. 8 times he hit over 300, 2,300 plus hits, 287 home runs. So he had some pop. I liked him as a player, and he spent his whole career in the Big Apple.
Yeah.
Number 12 is Andrew Jones, tremendous center fielder, 10 Gold Gloves, 5 All-Star games. The only thing that knocked him down a little bit is his average. He hit 254 for a career. He broke in at age 19, 10 postseason homers with those Braves teams. 6 times he led the National League in putouts. Another guy that made circus catches. He made it look easy, though. He was a glider. He would just cover ground out there in center field. 434 home runs. Very impressive. And 1,933 hits. And my number 11 is a guy you had, Carlos Beltran.
Very good.
Rookie of the year, 9 All-Star games, 3 Gold Gloves. Played, he was around a lot. He played with 7 different teams, so he moved around, but still consistent. A good postseason player with 307 average and 16 homers, 435 home runs career, 2,725 hits and 312 stolen bases. So he can run, he can hit for power, he played
power.
Defense. He did it all. He was a really, really sound ball player.
Great ball player.
So that's we have him ranked close. I had him at 11. You had him at 12. We had Hunter. We had Edmonds. We had Lofton. All those guys are all worthy of being on these lists. So now we're going to break into the top 10, and we'll go one at a time and see how we stack up here.
I guess we'll see how it goes. So
Yeah.
if I go, we're going back and forth, right? So
Right, back and forth. Yep.
So my number 10 is, I think you're number 12. I think, I don't know, 13, somewhere in there. Bernie Williams.
Okay.
He's number 10 for me. So everything you said, you know, the 5 All-Stars, the 4 World Series, man, the 4 Gold Gloves. He's got the batting title, like you said. I had switch hitter down. I had 107, 22, 98, had a little bit of pop, 2,300 hits, and a 297 career hitter, man. Switch hitter. I just bump him up for that. So
yeah, me too.
That's my number 10, man, is Bernie coming in there. He was a lifelonger Yankee. I'm not a big fan of the Yankees, being a Blue Jay fan, but what can I tell you?
Yeah, the guy was
Pretty solid.
I mean, again, the guy played second fiddle to Jeter on those teams, but he was a team leader and a consistent ball player. My number 10 is Dale Murphy, Atlanta Braves, most of his career, 2-time MVP, back-to-back MVPs, 7-time All-Star, 5 Gold Gloves. You don't think of him winning Gold Gloves, but everything he got near, he caught. Pretty good arm. He started out as a catcher in the minor leagues, and they converted him to an outfielder. 398 home runs. You know, a couple more, he would have been in that 400 club. Over 2,000 hits. 6 times he hit 30 or more home runs, which back then was a big deal. When the ball wasn't as juiced and players weren't as juiced. You know, he's just a solid All-American, great guy. You know, the kind of guy, mom and apple pie and all that kind of stuff. Great teammate. So I put him up there. It's not back-to-back MVPs. I mean, not a lot of people have done that. So that puts him at 10 for me.
I'll comment on that one at the end there, because that's we'll come back to that one there.
Okay.
But my number 9 is one you had earlier too. So it's Andrew Jones.
Okay,
so,
good. Yeah.
And once again, it's everything you just said, man. You know, 10 straight Gold Gloves. This guy, you know, there'll be somebody else on this list as we move along here, but this guy's right up there with him defensively as maybe the best outfielder of all time, maybe the defensive player of all time. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know. He's
great.
going to be in the conversation. So you're right. The 254 average is kind of a downfall. Everything else is solid, man.
Everything.
5-time All-Star, 434 homers, 89, 32, 95. Yeah, man. And you're playing that kind of defense. You're my top 10, man. Great career. Great career for Andrew Jones. And obviously, I didn't respect him enough probably when he was playing, but I always feared him when he
I
was at
did
the plate.
too. Yeah, he just missed my top. He was at number 12, but I can easily see him being in the top 10. If that average was up there a little bit more for me, but defensively, he's top 3 of all time. My number 9 is Duke Snider, Hall of Famer, 8 All-Star games, 2-time World Series champ, 295 average, 407 home runs, 5 straight 40-plus home runs back in those days. I know he might have played in a small park, Ebbets Field, but still he went out and did it. 2,116 hits. What do you have here? 2 times he had 199 hits in a season. Another time he had 198. So 3 years he was that close to getting 200 hit season.
200 hits.
11 postseason homers. 7 times he hit 300. Again, over 1,300 ribbies, 1,259 runs. Just a really great ball player in New York, where you had Mickey, Willie, and the Duke. All 3 of them were in different teams, but all played at the same time in New York. So that was a glamour position back then.
What a joy that would have been to see at that era, eh?
Oh my God.
God.
Yep. Can't do any
Incredible.
wrong. They're all great.
No. Where are you going? What game are you going to? Who cares? That was your number 9, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. So my number 8 is a guy that's got 2,116 career hits. 295 average, 407 career home runs, and he sounds a lot like the guy you just talked about, Duke Snider, man. So
Yep.
everything you said there, obviously, we're in the top 10, man. These guys are ranking, maybe, it comes down to personal choices as we move along here and stuff like this. But these top 10 guys, man, are they're going to be in your top 50 players, maybe, of all time, these top 10 guys. So, and Duke would probably get some votes in that neighborhood as well. So,
yeah,
he's my number 8.
Yeah, this is the cream of the crop here. I mean, we're all going to have the same guys, just maybe a little jumbled up. But my number 8, I went with the guy that you had. I actually boosted him up, and that's Kirby Puckett.
Yeah.
I know he didn't play a long time, but in the short time he played, he's a Hall of Famer. 10 All-Star games, 6 Gold Gloves, a batting title. Played only 12 years and made the All-Star team 10 times. He had to quit because of his eyes, and then I think he got some kind of disease, and he died at age 45.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame. 2 World Series champions with those Twins, 318 average, not 301, not 308, 318.
318.
8 times he hit 300, 207 homers. He had a big walk-off homer in the World Series the one year that won a game in extra innings. 2,300 hits in a 12-year career. Come on. 5 times he had 200-plus hits. That's not easy to do. 1,000 ribbies, 1,000 runs scored. He hit 309 in the postseason. He finished, he never won an MVP, but he finished second 1 time and third twice. So he was close to winning 3 MVPs at that time, when you had guys like Mattingly and Boggs and McGuire in the American League. They had a lot of big stars in that league, Trammell and whoever, but he was in the top 3 in MVP 3 different times. So I'm putting him at number 8. You weren't that, you had him at 11, so he's right in that same general area.
Yes. Yep. I'll tell you, this is where the controversy might start, I'm thinking right now, Rich. So I don't know how this goes, but I'm sitting here going, do I have them in the right order and stuff in my head? Do I have it right and stuff like this? And I'll try to defend my picks as we go. But
yeah, go ahead.
My number 7 is Trout. So, this guy's got all the numbers to go with a great career. We can talk to we're blue in the face. His 3 MVPs kind of stand out right now. That's pretty low for, in one sense, to be ranked number 7 on this list with 3 MVPs under your belt.
Right.
In 11 years. The only reason why that he's here is because it's only 11 years. his lines compared to some other people that are above that maybe are closing years and years of service and stuff. But I'm going with what I think is right. His 122, 39, 103 is quite impressive, and he's still playing. I just put him here because he's still playing, to be honest with you. If it was, a Kirby Puckett thing, then, he could be number 3 or something on my list. I don't know. And that's what his career ended at. I'd be, all right, that's where it ends. But he's still playing. I don't know. I got to see how it pans out. So right now, he's number 7 for me. But rookie of the year, 9-time All-Star, man. He's got speed. He's got power. This guy's the 5-tool dude, man. So, and that's where he is right now. 5 years from now, he could be number 1. I got no idea. But that's where I got him right now.
Yeah, you're not going to get any controversy from me because I have him in the same spot, number 7. Exactly.
Fantastic.
3 MVPs, like you mentioned. 4 times he finished second. So he can easily have 7 MVPs, 6, 7, 5, whatever. 9 All-Star games, rookie of the year, 305 average, 310 home runs, and he's still in the prime of his career. He's only 30 years old. I mean, who knows where this is going to end up if he stays healthy. Not only that, he's got 203 stolen bases, so he can run for a big guy.
He can run.
He's built like a tank, and yet he can run. I think he's a pretty good outfielder too. I mean, I know he doesn't have a Gold Glove, but I've seen him play, and he does all right out there in the outfield.
Sure, he does.
And they pitch around him. He's got 4 times with 100 more walks. So now, with Ohtani behind him or wherever he's at, maybe Ohtani will be in front of him. So maybe now they'll be a little less careful with him, but I don't know. He's hard to leave out of the top 10. So I put him at 7.
Yeah, I actually had that down too. I think he averages around 109 walks a year.
Yeah.
So that's a good call. Yeah. So I'm glad you had him there, buddy. I feel a lot better about my position right now.
Solid pick, right?
Once again, it's going to come down to these things, man. So can I get around this? No, Griffey's going to come in for me at number 6. So
what do you read my list? Go ahead.
And the guy's got 630 career home runs, man. And this guy's number 6. And 22 years, man. Friggin'. I mean, for what I saw playing baseball, this guy's, maybe the best player I've seen. I don't know. He's going to be in my conversation as one of the best players I've seen play live. So, 13-time All-Star, 10 Gold Gloves. The guy was everything, man. The guy was 101, 38, 111. What a slash, buddy. Throw that at me. 284 hitter, 2,781 hits, MVP, Silver Sluggers. Come on, man. Griffey, an all-timer. Where he places on your list, he's on your list. You can put him wherever you want, but right now he's number 6 or on mine, I think. Yeah, number 6 right now. So.
Yep, I got him at number 6 also.
Yeah.
Once we're into the top 7, we're agreeing on where these guys line up so far. But
so far,
Hall of Fame, MVP, all the stats you mentioned, 13 All-Stars, 10 Gold Gloves, and he did it clean. He didn't cheat. He wasn't pumped up on juice or steroids or any of that ADHD stuff. He was clean. He went out and played. 630 home runs and 7th and 6th in his position. I mean, God, that tells you the 5 in front of him are legends or immortals.
Yeah.
Back-to-back 56 home run seasons, back-to-back. 56 one year, 56 the net. I mean, come on. 1,836 RBIs, 2,781 hits. He had a beautiful swing. I mean, it was a picture-perfect swing.
Smooth, man, smooth.
Another guy with the circus catches, jumping over fences, bringing the ball back.
Not much getting by him, man. Fantastic.
And, just a note, he actually played on the same team with his father.
That's right. In Cincy, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So that's unbelievable. But great player.
You're right, man. These are all timers, man. This is the Mountain Rushmore, and you got like 7 guys on this mountain. So just let it ride. So,
yep.
Number 5. So this is the only reason I don't know. 13 years is the downfall for the stats for this next one for at 13 years. But DiMaggio's coming in at number 5 for me.
Yep.
13 years, 13-time All-Star. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, you don't have the good luck charm with you too. The guy's got 9 World Series, man. Holy cow.
9 out
Two-time
of 13 years, they won the whole shebang. That's amazing.
Yeah. Look at this guy, man. You want to win? Have this guy on your team. For fuck's sake, this is the guy. 361 career homers, 3-time MVP.
Right.
Obviously, he's known for his 56-game hitting streak outside that, but career lifetime hitter of 325 over those years. His slash of 130, 36, 143. The guy averaged 207 hits a year.
Yeah, crazy.
He averaged 207 hits a year.
Right.
Frig, man. And then, yeah, he's on the mountain, man. I don't care. I had the faces that you need him, but these guys are the best, man. DiMaggio's number 5.
Yeah, I have him at 5 also, just because of the lack of years compared to the 4 in front of him. But his numbers, if you average them out, are incredible. The Yankee Clipper Hall of Fame, 3 MVPs, 13 All-Star games in 13 years, unprecedented. Well, sort of. 9 World Series champs, 2 batting titles. Married Marilyn Monroe on top of it. I mean, come on, give me a break.
That's right.
And he missed 3 years in World War II. Age 28, 29, and 30, he was serving in World War II. Those are prime years. You add that to what he's got here, forget about it. I mean, he's hit 500 home runs probably. He had 1,537 ribbies in 13 years. So, I mean, unbelievable.
Incredible, eh?
I can't say anymore. I mean, he was going to be in my top 5 and then, ended up being 5th because of the 4 guys in front of him are just immortals. They're like, the Mount Rushmore of all time.
Yeah. And I guess that leads to number 4, I guess, buddy? So
yeah.
Number 4, man, this guy is just somebody special to me, man. That's all I'm going to tell you, Reagan. I think he's overlooked in a lot of circles for his name doesn't get talked enough when you start talking about the greatest baseball players of all time. And that's Tris Speaker for me. 3rd highest career batting average ever, 345.
Yep.
3,500 hits. He's got the most doubles in the history of the game. He's got the most assists ever for an outfielder, and it's not close. Total speed, man. This guy, an era at this time, man. This guy was giving you 25 stolen bases, no power. The guy's giving you like 204 hits for 22 years a year. 204. He averaged 204 hits a year for 24 years.
I know, it's insane.
It's insane. He's got an MVP, a lot of runs.
Yeah.
5 times or more he hit over 380.
Yep.
I don't know. I just think
they don't end. It's just you can go on and on.
And he's playing in the shadows of somebody else that's just ahead of him or on my list. But
yeah,
if this guy's not playing, this is the guy we're talking about.
Right.
And Tris Speaker's an all-timer, man.
Yeah,
number 4.
Believe it or not, I have him even higher than you do.
Good for you.
I have Mickey Mantle at number 4. And again, Hall of Fame, 3 MVPs, 20 All-Star games. He's up there with Joe. Triple Crown winner, 7 World Series rings. Joe had 9. Mickey's got 7. Batting title, 298 average. 10 times he hits 300. Another switch hitter, which gets him points. 536 career home runs. 50 home runs twice. 2,400 hits. 18 World Series home runs alone. They didn't have playoffs then. Every time he's in the postseason, World Series. 18 World Series home runs. 9 times he went over the 100 runs scored. 5 times he led the league. 10 times 100 walks. So they pitched around him, even with Maris and some of these other guys, big hitters in the lineup. Mickey was a threat, great player. Off the field, he had a problem carousing and hitting the bottle a little bit, or he could have even been better. But just on natural talent, I mean, amazing ball player. Number 4 for me.
My number 3 sounds a lot like your number 4.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Mickey for everything you just said. 3-time MVP, Triple Crown, 2,400 hits, the 536 homers, 298.
Yeah.
Switch hitter, 20 All-Stars, 20-time All-Star.
Yeah.
A 3-time MVP and a 20-time All-Star, man.
You're in.
Yeah, kind of like in the 3rd best center fielder of all time neighborhood in my eyes, and that's where I got you. So yeah, right on your notes. Same idea, buddy.
Yep, yeah, we're thinking along the same lines. I have Tris Speaker at number 3. Everything he said, you can't ignore the 345 average, 18 times hitting over 300, 3,500 plus hits,
Yeah.
1,800 runs scored. I love the doubles, all-time doubles. 8 times he led the league in doubles, 792 doubles career.
I know.
And nobody's really breathing down his neck.
Nobody's close, man.
Now, 222 triples. Another one. He's got to be in the top 5 in triples.
Yeah. Speedster.
Stolen bases, 436. Get this stat. I wrote this down because I thought it was interesting. 1,381 walks and only 393 strikeouts.
I mean, I'm surprised I didn't say anything about the strikeouts because that's one of the most impressive stats you can have. I think he struck out 50 times in his first year as a rookie, and he didn't strike out more than I think 28 times for the rest of his career in any one season.
But 393. He's got a 4-to-1 walk to K ratio, which is ridiculous. And the assist.
That guy,
nobody's close. 448 assists in the outfield. I mean, that's clearly number 1. Batting title. He probably would have won more if there were another
some other guy wasn't around. Yeah.
Guy that probably was right in front of him. 3 World Series rings too. Plus, he won 3 times, 3 rings. So Tris was going to make it high on my list. I just have these other 2 legends ahead of him.
When I first did my list, Tris was number 2. Then I worked it back, to be honest with you. So, gotta give them the shouts where they land, man. Cobb's coming in.
Yep.
At number 2. The only guy I can see taking out Tris. I mean, as much as I complain about anything else, that lifetime 366 average, man. What a thing to start off with. So, 4,000 hits. Yeah.
Oh.
Speed, man. This guy could do it all. Obviously, 12-time batting titles.
That's another one. 12-time batting title.
Triple Crown, MVP.
Yep.
This guy was averaging. I'm so impressed when you have a 200 hit season. This guy played for 24 years, and his average was 224 hits in a season.
I know.
Fantastic.
Marvelous.
Tony Gwynn on steroids for 24 years. Just think about that.
And going in spikes high and being a rotten bastard.
Oh yeah, being a complete ass and everything else, and just a scumbag to go with it, right? So he still scored 120 runs and still had 109 RBIs on his stats for 162. So it's Ty Cobb, man. A-hole aside, this guy can play ball, man, and this guy is the second best center fielder of all time, man.
I'd take him on my team any day of the week.
His spikes can go right into your chest, and you'd sit there and say, "Go for it, buddy."
Yep, 366 average. He hit 400 3 times.
I know. 3 times.
12-time batting title and 9 straight batting titles. I mean, 9 straight. Triple Crown winner, 4,189 hits. 9 times he had 200 hits. You can't get a guy today to hit 200 hits, and they had 9 times. He's actually close to Tris in the doubles. I'm looking here.
Very.
He's got 724 doubles.
Tris had 792.
Yeah, so he's 70 away. He's probably second. I should have looked that up. 295 triples. He almost had 300 triples. And 897 stolen bases to go with it. Just a beast of a ball player, literally.
Obviously.
So that's it. We built his ego up a little bit there.
Yeah, we did. Well, maybe Cobb deserves a little bit of love out there. I know there's a lot of people that don't see it that way. The guy's an awesome ball player, man. Take it for what it is.
Yep.
Man, what can you do? Number 1, eh?
Yeah.
It's the maze. What can you do? So
had to go there. Had to.
Yeah, same 660 home runs. We can talk about stats if you want at the same time, Rich, because we're on the same page. Right?
Yeah, we have Willie at number 1. Say hey, kid. Go ahead, read them all.
2-time MVP, man. 24-time All-Star. 12 Gold Gloves. Rookie of the Year. 660 homers. 3,200 hits. 302 career batting average. Guy's got just under 2,000 RBIs. This guy is just a machine and,
Yeah.
and built like a brick house, man. This guy would scare the hell out of you when he walked up, let alone anything else.
Yep.
This is debatable. This guy's in your top 5 players of all time.
Yeah. Another guy that was, he looked big, muscle bound in this, and he could run like a deer.
Oh, fly, man.
Just
Runs
amazing.
everything down to the outfield.
Everything. Singles, doubles, triples, homer. He could hit anything. Played defense, ran the bases, first to third. Nobody could go to cut those corners like he did. I mean, you see the highlights, the hat's falling off.
Doesn't matter. He's going.
He's going. One other note, I have everything you wrote down here, except he played the most games ever in center field, 2,829 games played in center.
Oh, cool.
So I didn't write Triss's down, but it said here Mays was the highest. Triss is probably 2, because I know he played a lot of center field.
Yeah, he played 22 years in there, Triss. So
they're probably 1-2 as far as shagging balls down out there. And Willie even missed a year. He missed 1953 military service, Korean War.
that's right.
So that's 1 year more. He might have had, if he had a 40 home runs, he would have hit
Yeah,
700.
he would have 700 club, man.
So just an amazing athlete all time. As a lot of these guys, where Mickey Mantle was no slouch, neither was Joe D, Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, the top 7, Trout, there's 7 deep of legends, and then you got those other guys you could argue in the middle where they place, and we did, we put them where we wanted to, which is cool.
Oh yeah, but I think we did pretty good.
I think we did great. I think we have 16 out of the 20, the same as far as making the list. The guys that you had that I should have had Max Carey, because I was looking at him and I left him off. Max Carey, Larry Doby, Eric Davis, and Freddie Lynn.
Yep.
Freddie Lynn and Eric Davis were on my honorable mention list, along with Larry Doby, Andrew McCutcheon.
Yep.
Cesar Cedeno is a guy.
That's another name I looked at too. He was on my original list as well.
I always liked the way he played. I mean, a guy that tailed off, but at his peak, he was really solid. A great ball player. And Max,
I think it's bad on me, Rich, because I had Dale Murphy down on my list on my original, and I had his stats, and I didn't transfer over him. I did my final page, so that's on me. I would have had him on my list, man. I had him down to number 17. Yeah.
Yeah. So who were the guys that?
It would have Dobie would have been off.
Dobie would have been off. So I think the guys that I had that you didn't were Al Oliver.
That's right.
Dale Murphy.
Good choice, by the way.
Vada Pinson and Richie Ashburn. Those are the 4. And
Yeah.
I named the 4 that we said, that's a wash.
That's not bad, man.
If we were doing a top 30, all those guys would have been in it.
It would be on our list, yeah.
10
I
spots.
think we covered the gamut again.
16 out of 20 is strong.
Yeah.
What's that, 80%? Come on.
We're hanging around a pretty good number, man. It's not bad.
Yeah, it was fun. Always a good time to go through these lists. Appreciate you doing it. Anybody out there that is a baseball fan or an all-time baseball fan, not just current. If you like the history of the game and the numbers in the game, like, subscribe, leave some comments. Who do we leave off? Who do you think should be elevated? Who do you think we rated too high?
Down.
We like the banter back and forth. We'll answer all your comments. So please do that. And we appreciate anybody watching this video. And next time we're going to be in right field, working our way through until we get to catcher and the pitchers, and then we'll release this as a series. So for Doc, this is Rich. We will see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Peace out.
Bye.